we saw the potential of that it could make money. Fast forward a year to May the next year, and we made $25,000 in a month. And like,
welcome back to the Cypress Room, where we dive deep on influencing with integrity. I'm Christina Muscari.
And I'm Meggie Honeycutt.
And we're coming at you with another interview. And today we're going to be talking about how you can make money on Amazon without even posting on your social media outlets, which is wild. And I just learned about it in July. And so we are going to welcome one of my dear friends to the Cypress Room, Dani Ness of Second Chance Ohana.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to get down to business with you today.
You're going to teach us all the things. I have learned so much from Dani, so I've been wanting to have her on the podcast for a while, and I think Meggie's going to give you just a little rundown about Dani before we start.
Yeah. So Dani tries to say yes to life's best opportunities. She married her high school sweetheart, lived in Hawaii for a few years.
Yeah,
which
Hawaii.
I'm so jealous. Adopted 3 tweens who are now almost all grown up and has traveled the world extensively. Currently, she's living her best content creator life, where she gets to make things pretty, travel and serve others, and get paid for it thanks to Amazon. Dani loves teaching content creators different ways to utilize Amazon on-site reviews that doesn't require selling to your social media audience. So welcome, Dani.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, let's hop to it.
Okay, so I know Dani really well. Dani and I actually honestly talk almost every day. She's part of my little community that I talk about on here. That's about 7 women that we live all over the country and just share insights and encourage each other in our business. So this is really fun to have her on here and be talking to her on the podcast, because I talk to her every day. And I know you're very multifaceted, but I think the number one thing that the people in the Cypress Room are going to want to know about is on-site Amazon reviews. What is that? So before we even talk about how you became a content creator, I'd love for you to just dive into this world of on-site Amazon reviews, what that even means and how you stumbled into it. And then we'll give them a little bit more background on you a little bit later.
Sure. Yeah.
If that works.
Absolutely.
I want to hook them.
Let's hook them with the money.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. My mom and I started furniture flipping in 2021. And I was just managing a coffee shop at the time. And so I could be home with my kids the moment they got home from school. But my job was not stressful. So, you come home, you have all these hours. And my mom had been watching Lauren, the furniture flipping teacher, and was like, Dani, you should do this. And I was like, Mom, only if you do it with me. And she was like, okay. I was like, okay, we're furniture flipping now. But we decided it'd be really fun to try our hand at YouTube. So we, we're making a video a week, doing a piece a week, which was a little bit difficult while I was still working full time. But that was the goal. And that same year, as we were doing all this, we were really getting the hang of editing and putting out videos. And my mom heard about this Amazon review thing, I think through YouTube. And my mom is just an entrepreneur who was a nurse her whole life. So she never got to start any businesses, but she has that in her. She's always like, oh, we could do this. We could do this. And since I have the energy, she's like, let's do it. And so it took me a while, because I was like, Mom, I can't do anything else. This is too much. But I stopped working at the coffee shop later that year. And so I had more time, and I was like, all right, let's try it. And so we started, but we really didn't start until April 2022. And at the time, I kind of thought of them like YouTube videos, these review videos. So we did our paint sprayer. It was all the things in our niche, right? Things that with furniture flipping, our sander, all the stuff. And we made these videos, and it was elaborate. And so we could only do 3 a week. And I was like, but then we started seeing these review videos that we post on Amazon make money compared to the videos we were putting on YouTube. Our YouTube never gained a ton of traction. And we were like, whoa, this actually makes money. This is awesome. We should do more. And I was like, but how do we do more? We spent so many hours making these. And then we finally were like, we need to make this way more simple. These are not YouTube videos. These don't need to be that edited. I can just stand here and talk about why I love this as a real consumer and put it up there. And yeah, that worked too. So we saw the potential of that it could make money. And so we started selling, or we started filming like crazy. And I think I should have had my stats out, but that first full month we made $500. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. And I think at the time we had about 40 videos. Fast forward a year, we kind of went all in. We were like, this is how we're making money. We're going to still keep creating furniture flipping content, but not with as much vigor, because that wasn't really paying the bills. Amazon started paying the bills very quickly. And fast forward a year to May the next year, and we made $25,000 in a month. And like, I say
so
that
wild.
It's wild. And we busted our butts. Like, we kind of had, like, my husband jumped in and was like, all right, I'll be your videographer. My stepdad edits the videos. So like, this is not a one woman show at all. Like, this is a family affair. But I say that, and that those were the glory days of Amazon review videos. There is so much saturation now that like on average, I'm making $5,000 to $8,000 a month. So that $25,000, we were like, is this going to be normal? Is this what? Like, it blew our minds, but the Lord gives and the Lord takes away, and you have to be grateful for it all. And yeah, so we're still doing it. It's not quite as exciting as it was last year, but it's still, the best thing about it is that you put those videos up on site on Amazon. Amazon continues to show them. Sometimes you get knocked off and get replaced because they're saturated, but you come back on again and start selling those items again. And it's passive. They don't go away like social media. They don't have a shelf life. So Amazon will keep bringing it up, and you will continue to make money until the day they cancel this program, which, you know, could be anytime.
It could be anytime.
It could be anytime. So, and then you have to keep that in mind, right? And so as we had this crazy year last year with Amazon, I was like, I need other streams of revenue, because if they shut this down, I'm not going to make any money. So, so now we're working on increasing other streams of revenue now that like we really have Amazon as a well-oiled machine for us. But I feel like I didn't totally answer your question.
It's okay. It's okay.
So,
well, I can interject. Let me ask something too, for anybody who's sitting here being like, how do I even upload a review video, and where are they showing up? Can you give us just like some of those basics for someone who's just maybe like a small influencer, and maybe they already have the Amazon, they're a part of the Amazon influencer account program. How do they even start uploading these review videos?
Absolutely.
And where do they show up on Amazon?
Okay. So Amazon, you first need to be an Amazon affiliate. Then that just means you can do affiliate links. And then, Amazon associate. And then you go one step further as an Amazon influencer. And so you need some sort of following on some sort of social media to be approved. So that's great, but there's one more step. So you could just start uploading videos, but they're not going to be placed on product pages until you get approval. So the way to get approval is you submit 3 videos, just 3, only 3. Don't upload 300, just 3. And then you just need to make sure you follow their guidelines. So don't post anything with a watermark from TikTok. Don't say, buy now, or this is a great price. Don't say those things. So read through Amazon's best practices, make your 3 videos, submit those. It might take 1 week to get approved, or in Cypress's Room case, it took you guys 2 months to get approved, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they approve you, and then at that point, you can upload as many shoppable photos, shoppable videos as you want, and those will eventually, at some point in time, get placed on product pages. So if I do a review video for this simple modern water bottle, it'll at some point show up on the product page for this. Within the carousel of pictures, there's oftentimes videos, and it's just because customers, I don't know if you've noticed, like the average audience doesn't really love reading anymore. We have short attention spans. So they just kind of want to click a video and watch someone and kind of see the size of it, the color of it, and help them make their buying decision, right? So, but please be honest, we're doing this with integrity. If we don't like a product, we're not reviewing it and saying, buy this piece of junk, right? So that is how to get in that Amazon influencer on-site program. And it's separate than your affiliate money. You have 2 separate graphs and then store IDs in there that you get to make money on. And it's exciting because once you upload those videos, you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah. And I want to interject and let everyone know who's like, man, this sounds interesting. I want to know more. Dani actually has an online course that gives step-by-step detailed instructions. I did the class myself before starting Amazon reviews. So we will link to that in the description box. But if you want more detailed information and think that this is something that you want to pursue, we'll definitely put that resource down in the description box. And I want to say too, if you are a small influencer, don't let that discourage you, because Cypress Room is very small. We are still baby influencers, but we did get approved as an Amazon Associates. Is that word?
We got into the influencer program just off of our TikTok, and our TikTok only has 200 followers.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and that's
Okay.
how we got approved, because we had a little like hiccup and I had to talk to customer service and they're like, oh no, like you're approved. You got approved by your TikTok. And we were like, our TikTok, it only has 200 followers. So I don't know, maybe if you're just starting out and like you're not getting traction on YouTube or you're not getting traction on Instagram, maybe they're prioritizing TikTok right now. So just try wherever you can to grow a type of following, because that's how we got in with 200 followers.
But I just wanted to encourage, if you are a small follower, to don't hesitate to check into it as an option, because like she said, it could be another revenue stream while you're working on building up maybe your YouTube channel or Instagram or TikTok. So I just wanted to interject that. And you know, Dani, you're talking about how you went from $25,000 a month to now we're really saturated, but it's still a good income stream. When you have people who are coming in wanting to do Amazon reviews now, are you coaching them more as this could be an additional like side hustle for you? Tell me, like, as you've done more, how, and things are more saturated, how you've changed when you're advising people and telling them what the possibilities are for this.
Absolutely. So I will be updating the course in the next 2 months as well, because it has changed so much. And I have a few girls in my course that they are hitting this and they want to make a full-time income at it. And it's still very possible, but I think there's just going to be some months that is not. And then I don't think we're ever going back to the $25,000 months again. I think that's gone. But passive income, if you can get $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, like the difference that would make for your family, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, moving forward. So I still do with the course, my goal is to get people to their first $5,000 a month. So for me, that took us 6 months in the program to get to that point. And we were hustling for it. But I think now it would probably take a year and a half to get from people to get to that point, is my best, wildest guess. But yeah, and I think too, people who are taking the course seem to actually be big influencers already that are just looking for an easy passive stream of revenue. And like you said, Christina, some people like are going to just do straight up, I'm going to make a review video for this product. And others are like, hey, I'm just showing my furniture flip using my sander. I've already posted on Instagram. I'm just going to post it to Amazon now and tag that sander. So it doesn't have to be I'm sitting here talking about the product. It can just be showing the product in use and getting posted. So you could use the content you already have and just make an additional income rather than being so dedicated trying to make a huge go at this and make it your full-time income.
Yeah. And I'd love for Meggie to talk, because she's been doing review videos for Cypress Room, and she hasn't done a ton, but she just wanted to see, am I comfortable doing it? And I'd love for you to talk about how much you made. But like you mentioned, I have done like 4 review videos. I didn't really like them that much, and they took up a lot of time, and I can make more money just making my content on YouTube and stuff. So for me, what I've been doing, like Dani said, is just taking my reels and, you know, saving them without the watermark, making sure I'm not saying anything like comment for this, like changing it, just tweaking it just a little bit and uploading it and tagging those products. And I have one that's all about my spray tents, the 3 different spray tents that I use. And they've shown that like consistently to like 50,000 people per month. And so it's showing up in that Inspire tab when people open up the app. So it's basically like, you know, kind of TikTok shop stuff. People are just looking for things to buy. And so I've seen some sales through there, and my rates for Amazon are the same on-site and off-site for me right now. Unfortunately, I'm not in any of their special programs where you get higher rates. So it's just like, why not? Why not put that up there? I mean, granted, I only earned $70 in December, but it was $70 for like no extra work. And like you said, building up that passivity, like they are going to keep that tent video up forever. Like they're going to keep showing it because it's not seasonal, that it's not like a special deal. It's like evergreen content. They're going to keep pushing to try to sell a product that is a popularly sold product on Amazon. So I just love that there's other ways you can put your content out there and be making money passively without doing a lot of extra work.
Yeah. And I did when I first applied and put my 3 videos up, as I learned from Dani's coaching. At that time, we thought things were getting approved much quicker than they were. So I had taken a day and filmed probably like 6 or 8 reviews. So I put up my 3. We waited it ended up being 2 months. And then I followed up with a few more. I think maybe I only have just under maybe 20 reviews right now. And I think I've earned maybe $40. I don't know. Not a whole lot, but enough.
But you sold some stuff. I was like, Meggie, did you know?
Stuff.
She didn't even know where to look for the on-site commissions and the reports on the back end. I had to show her, but Dani will show you all that stuff in her course. And I was like, you sold 7 walking pads. She's like, what? I'm like, yes, here, look, let me show you where you look. So she's able to check now.
I think the funniest thing is the product that I've sold the most of. Like in the beginning, I was like you, I was like not taking a ton of time, but trying harder, I would say, to make them look a certain way. And then like my walking pad video that I've sold a bunch of walking pads is literally just like a vertical video of me like taking it out of the box, plugging it in and like walking on it. That's all it is. And it's been shown the most out of any of my videos. So I think
but a good point is it got rejected at first, remember? And you were like, why is this getting rejected? And I said, Meggie, it's because there's a label on your box. And she was like, you can't even read that. I was like, they don't care. You have to take all the labels off. So that's like one recommendation I have for you guys is you really do need to check those guidelines because you're just going to be wasting your time recording these videos if you're not following and it's only like 5 things, isn't it, Dani?
I mean, there's like 5 major things, like don't give medical advice or like claim anything, which is really hard for supplement like vitamins and stuff. How do you not say what it's good for? And then you can't have a kid in there unless the adult is in the video at the same time. Like it can't just be of your child using a product. And no private information, which they count labels on boxes as private information. So those are kind of the major things and obviously no like alluding to drinking alcohol in an inappropriate way, just kind of legal stuff to protect them. And then you don't want to talk about like things that are going to change the price, because these are evergreen videos. So you can't guarantee it's always a really affordable product because maybe later it won't technically be affordable. You don't know. But that brings up a good point. When you submit those 3 videos, you only get 3 chances. So if one of them gets rejected, you get 2 chances. And that's really scary because there's no way to appeal the process. So I've had people who want to take the course and then they submit those before they take the course and they get rejected the 3 times and I can't help them at that point. Like there's nothing they can do besides try to create a new social media account to get, you know what I mean? But that's a lot of effort. So if you are interested, take the course before you submit your 3. And my course is not huge. I have 25 people in the course. So people who are new have sent me their videos for me to approve or be like, oh, change this. I'd probably stay away from this. So I'm happy to look at your first 3 videos so you can make sure you're going to get approved.
Yeah, I think that is a good point. I even took your course and my first 3 got approved. But after that, and you know what the funny thing is, it wasn't even the mailing label. It was just a random sticker. You know how they put stickers all over the boxes? That got me rejected. But, and so I knew it, but then I still got rejected. But, had I not known all of your other things, I probably wouldn't have gotten approved in the first place. But I think that this is, like you said, such a good option to diversify income streams and another passive income for people. Even for me, starting out, my goal is just to kind of take one day a month and throw up some. So maybe it's an extra $100, $200 at some point. But I do want to ask you for some more specifics if you're okay with it.
Absolutely.
I know I see this kind of sold to people as like a get rich quick type of a thing. And, you're saying it took you 6-8 months to earn $5,000. Can you give us an idea of the volume that you had of videos and reviews you had to put out to get to that point?
Yes.
That's a lot of work. That is definitely hustling. So I don't want people to think this is some kind of like get rich quick thing. There is consistency and volume required and a lot of hard work.
For sure, because this is where we were making money. This is where we were spending our time. So my old rule of thumb last year was how many ever videos you have up that month at a zero, and that's about how much income you'll make. So if you have 100 videos, you were making about $1,000. Like that was just somehow it obviously there's so many factors. How much is the product? What's the commission rate on it? How saturated is it? So, but overall, that was true for me every month until January this year. So now it is, I would say half that, right? So add a zero and then divide by 2 is probably accurate. So if you want to make $5,000 before, I'd be like, well, get your first 500 videos up. Now I'd say get 1,000 videos up. Then you'll probably be making about $5,000. Again, you need good products though, right? If you were just doing $10 products over and over and over again, it's not going to earn you money very fast. And it has to be a popular product, not something out of stock, not some Chinese knockoff. Like, it needs to be good stuff. Yeah. So there's no secret success, and it's definitely not a get rich quick. Like, you have to put in the work for sure.
Yeah. What is your most successful product? What have you seen that you consistently sell every month? Are you that deep in your analytics?
Oh, for sure. But it changes every month. Like this month in February, we got, and sometimes we're just on a product page and sometimes we're not. Well, this month we were on our Ninja Mega kitchen system, like the blender and all that.
Yes, girl.
We're selling 12 a day.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it's not, and I think it's because we were at the very top of all the videos. And so it just changes. The last 5 days we've been selling Tempur-Pedic Sealy pillows, 8 a day. So it just kind of depends when you hit the top carousel and it's something people are buying. And this season, February, March, people are buying bedding. So our sheets, our mattresses, our toppers, our pillows are all selling really well right now.
So tell us now, you're not purchasing 500 products a month, are you? Give us a little insight into how and where you get your products for review.
Absolutely. So to begin with, I recommend everyone just get practice with things in their home, because if you go to your order history, you may be shocked how many items you have in your house.
That's why the Amazon conversion rate is very high.
Yes, it is. And then after that, you just need to get your hands on the items. So can you borrow things from friends? Can you go to friends' houses and just record there? We have a great friend, Christina and I, who she is hustling. She's one of my girls who wants to make this her full-time income. So she goes to a friend's house for 2 to 3 hours and just records 20 items while she's there. And they're very casual videos. So they're nothing like a YouTube video. And she's busting it out and doing fantastic. So that's an option. So we've done that at a couple friends' houses and then at my mom's house. And then when we kind of ran out of those options, we started looking secondhand for Amazon products. So at Goodwill and on Facebook Marketplace, which is slow going. And then we discovered an Amazon auction site. So they're Amazon returns and they auction off. So not whole pallets. I don't want to deal with pallets. That's way too much. But
you can make a YouTube video off of the Amazon pallet though.
Yeah, sure. Too much work.
Yes.
So this way, our auction, you can bid on individual items, and they have like 10,000 items a day. So you just kind of have to be like, I am looking for luggage or what, you pick something and you bid on a bunch, you pay a tenth of the price. And sometimes they're totally broken, they're missing parts, and it's just a loss. It's fine. And so then I review those, and then we either donate everything, and that's a write-off, or we resell them. So that's what we did last year for like 2 to 3 months. And when I say we were hustling, we were hustling. We were getting like 40 items a week, trying to film them, and then we do it again the next week. Like it was just, and doing the auction it's exhausting. And again, it was a family affair. My husband, my mom, like everyone was doing it. And then we were like, okay, we're just going to take a break now. But it got us to where we are. Like, how else are you going to get 1,000 videos?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I'd love for you to talk about, because I'm sure people's wheels are spinning, just being like, oh, well, I'll just order something off of Amazon, review it, and then send it back.
Oh, yes. Great point. So you can't do that. You will be banned from the program if you do that. They pay attention to what you're returning. So if you've made a video of a product you've reviewed, if you return a product you've reviewed, their AI keeps track of all that, and you will get red flagged. And if you do it a handful of times, you will be X'd from the program, and there's no getting back in. So,
Yeah. And what's really great on the back end, once you do get into this program, when you start buying things, if there's not a lot of review videos for something that you just bought, they'll populate it at the top of your thing saying like, hey, you just bought this. This would be great to make a video of. And they, once you upload that video that they suggested that you make, they flag it like in your videos. So I think that there's some type of meta tag on it that they probably would be more likely to push that. I don't know that for sure. That's just speculation. But if they have that meta tag on there, like, hey, we requested that you made this video and you made it, you might get some type of special treatment. I'm just saying. Because why would they put that tag there? We don't know for sure. We really don't know anything about Amazon, you guys.
Yeah.
And that's
like,
the thing.
it is really secretive. I know it's weird. I hope we don't even just get in trouble for just talking about Amazon, but it's kind of like with the Wizard of Oz. Like, don't look behind the curtain. We really don't know all the specifics, and it's constantly changing. And like you've said before, I've heard you talk about this, like, sometimes they're prominently putting the videos up, and then they'll make just like a change on how they're doing the product display pages, and you'll see your earnings go down. But then, next month that didn't work out, so they move them back up to the top and you'll see your earnings go up. So it is something where you have to be willing to ride it out. You have to be willing to ride the ups and downs, and you have to be flexible. And that's just something I love about you in general, is that you are you have an entrepreneurial spirit, and you like love gleaning off of other people. You're someone who's encouraged me to be in connection with people, not just in my niche, but outside of my niche, and be trading this information in this open market, because the more that we support each other and share what we know, the further all of us are going to go. And I just have seen you just not get tossed back and forth by the waves of life. And it's something I just really respect about you and love about you. And that's why I know, like, kind of whatever you put your hand to, you're going to be successful in. So I know you're kind of going through a transition. Like, you started off doing furniture flipping with your mom and doing YouTube. You have an Instagram. I know you've had some viral content on there, so you have a pretty big following on Instagram, but you're kind of in this space now. I worked really hard, hustled for this Amazon thing for a year, and you're doing great at it, and you're teaching other people how to do it, but you're like, okay, but I need to have other pieces in case this goes away at some point. So what are you kind of working on in addition to these Amazon reviews? Like, what is the future of Second Chance Ohana, and how have things changed in the past couple of months for you?
Yeah. So furniture flipping, like, we live in Arizona, and you just can't for like 4 months. It's unbearably hot. And it's hard on our bodies. And my mom, is in her 60s, and we both have a disease, a muscle disease. And like, hers was onset later. Mine really has taken a toll on me the last 2 years. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Like, this is rough on the body. So I don't think we've really flipped a piece of furniture since last summer. And since then, but you can't stop us. Like, we love doing things with our hands and updating. Like, she's totally renovated her house. Been in that process. We're going to do her kitchen cabinet soon. So we've just kind of moved to DIY, which is still a little hard on the body, but I don't feel like, because we're not creating weekly YouTube videos anymore, there's no time pressure, which is really great. We just finished our garage. We totally remodeled it, made it a home gym. And then my husband and I are currently renovating an RV, a fifth wheel. So making it a modern cabin, and looks so good. It's coming out so good, but it's slow because I only have the energy to physically do stuff for 2 to 3 hours because it's taxing. So I'm going to keep creating content for social media within the DIY space. And, but other than that, I'm really trying, this was the year, my husband calls it's the cookie monster year. Because once he learned about like affiliate cookies, he's like, you don't need to sell them the product. You just want their cookies. And then whatever they buy, you'll get credit for. Yeah. So this is our cookie monster year. We're really trying to grow in affiliates. And part of that is I'm launching a blog in the next couple of months because I do love writing and all of that good stuff. And getting like Pinterest was one of my first loves, a decade ago or so. So getting really into Pinterest with it. So this is my affiliate year while doing beautiful, fun DIY stuff. And then Amazon, we're just kind of maintaining Amazon, spending minimal time to create new videos sometimes and just make sure our videos haven't just died. So it takes a little bit of maintenance, but for the most part, it's passive. And then, sorry to take it back to Amazon, but Canada and the UK opened up with Onsite influencer videos. So we've also been taking time posting our old videos on the UK and Canada if the product is sold in those countries. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, perfect. But yeah, so I'm kind of, last year I had, a handful of brand deals, but they kind of stressed me out. I realized they aren't really my thing. And especially because I have a following on Instagram, but it's not an engaged following. I'm just not young. I'm not hip. I'm not fun. And I just don't love it. Like Lily, yes, she,
the furniture doctor. She's been on the pod. If you guys haven't seen that episode. She's amazing.
Go watch it. She is amazing. And I'm not this minority guy who is just killing it on Instagram. And that is okay.
It's okay. We all have a spot.
Yeah. Yes. And the brand partnerships were just pretty stressful. Like I'll still do some if it really fits with my content. But I'm loving the affiliate stuff. I'm going to be taking Stefana's course as soon as my blog launches because I can only focus on one thing at a time. But yeah, so that's where I'm headed. This is the year of the cookie monster of affiliates.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to mention, because I know all the things that you do, you also have a Facebook group where you're posting your Amazon daily deals. And you post all your reviews. You have an Amazon review YouTube channel, which she gets tons of views on, but people won't subscribe to it. So if you're watching this, she only needs like a few more subscribers on this Amazon review YouTube channel to get it monetized, because you get a ton of views on it, don't you? How many views do you get per month?
We get like 5,000 hours a month. I can't remember how many views it is. But yeah, like in hours, and they're just 2-3 minute videos. These are short
please
videos.
Go subscribe to her channel so she can earn money on her reviews over there, guys. We would really appreciate it. We'll put it down in the description box.
Subscribers.
Oh my gosh, we're going to get that for you. Yes. We can do it. We can do it. Come on, Cypress Room.
You don't have to watch the videos. Just subscribe.
Just subscribe, just so and then we'll just get. So you're again repurposing that Amazon content with the blog. Is it going to be a lot of like the top 10 things to have for a cruise? Like the top, is it going to be stuff like that? What angle are you going for the blog?
The blog. Okay, I missed a point. So we were transitioning to DIY and travel and just kind of lifestyle, right? It's hard to stay in a niche. Like I'm so much more than just.
I'm so over the niche.
Yes.
I say niche. Do you say niche?
Did I say niche? I try to say
niche.
Well,
some people say niche and some say niche. I say niche.
Yeah.
I don't know what I said. I go back and forth. But yeah, so I'm over that. So now I'm just trying to be more myself and let people in. I was really private, especially, we adopted our kids. We couldn't post pictures of them for a while they were still in foster care. And so it just kind of, and then it's like they were of the age that I don't want to post stuff that would make them uncomfortable. So I just kind of stopped posting anything family related. And now I'm like, well, I can at least let them see into my life, maybe not my family's life, but my life. So we're growing, we're working in that way. And so with that, the blog will kind of be everything, but it will be about travel. It'll be about DIY stuff. And it will just be like, hey, products I love. Here's a great deal. Here's stuff that, 10 favorite products for a cruise. My favorite 5 Modest Mom bathing suits, that that kind of
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds fun.
I
thing.
love that.
Yeah.
I'd love for you to talk. I mean, I know you guys have a group of creators that you guys are in community with, and I'd love for you to talk just about what having and creating community with peers in content creation, how that has impacted your business and just your personal life, and just kind of talk to the importance of community and building that for you.
I mean, Christina, do you want to share? Like, I'm going to get all teary. Like,
I'm
it
gonna
has changed
cry
my
too.
life. So we're all furniture flippers or former furniture flippers. We all knew of each other, followed each other. You know, Christina and Katie from Salvage by K. Scott, they all like knew each other for a long time over the years. But I met all these girls at Haven, and then almost all of us were at Achieve. And as we were in the van headed to the airport, I was like, I don't want this to end. Like,
Yeah.
we need to just be able to stay in contact with each other. We're like, does everyone have Marco Polo? Download it. And we all got on there, and it started as like, you know, we'll talk about business and share prayer requests. And now I think we probably spend like 2 hours a day on there, right? Between 7 of us, because we are constantly talking about life. We're sharing life. We're sharing business tips, what's working. Like, there's no gatekeeping.
We've had people go through surgeries. Like,
Surgeries.
We're in the trenches together, y'all.
We have cried together. Like,
Yeah.
it is, we've gone through marriage stuff together. There is a lot going on. And we're shared like what we're struggling with our teenage kids. And, you know, it's, whew. And I have had a community like this before in real life when we lived in Hawaii, because no one has family in Hawaii. So you kind of become each other's family. But I don't have this here in Arizona. And so this has been life-giving. It is exactly what I needed. And yeah, it's boosted my business. But more than that, like, I just have friends that I could tell anything, share anything with, ask for prayer, and be really vulnerable. And that vulnerability has really stepped up, I feel like, in the last month. All of us have gotten really, really real with each other. And yeah, it's life-changing. Everyone needs this. And it didn't just happen. Like, we were intentional. Like, we love each other.
And it took time. Like,
It
I
took
met
time.
you in July.
Yeah.
Like, I have known Katie for like a really long time. I don't know how it happened. Like, I totally believe it's from God. And it just was like ordained. And I give you the credit of, like, we all wanted after Achieve, we were like, okay. And one of us wasn't even there, which we feel like she was there. But anyways, so I give you the credit of like, no, we have to do this. And it has to be like, we have to start it. And you guys don't have Marco Polo, you need to download it. And there's something about that video conferencing too that is so important. Like, me and Meggie have a friend that we Voxer with, but we all live in the same city. So we can see each other face to face. And we're all 7 of us all live in different spaces. So there's something about being able to see each other's faces and make that connection. And I give you the credit for saying like, okay, everybody has to download this and let's go. And yeah. And I mean, it is work. Like, I'm not going to act like you have to holding space for 7 people and working, and we're all at different levels, and being able to really celebrate people. And, you know, when you're at different levels and different sizes, and understanding like the different economics that we have, and the different states that we live in, and the different marriages we have, and the different age children we have. And just like, there's a lot of differences. Okay. We're not all similar.
Yeah, not at all.
So you do have to hold that space, but it's been such a blessing. And it's such a blessing to like, it's not transactional. And if you're in like community in this space that's transactional, well, you like my stuff and I like your stuff, but there's no vulnerability, and there's no actually encompassing like that whole person. I would challenge you to be just a little bit more vulnerable, and know that you can't have a group of 50 people and have vulnerability. It's not, I'm thinking like 5 to 12 would be the max of this type of, you know, circle that you have of people. And just give it time and don't force it. And I think it's something we all prayed for a long time. So it's just been really beautiful. It's hard to put it into words, honestly, how much it's helped me. Yeah,
I love that.
And I will say too, last year, so 2023, I had initiated within a big group. I was like, hey, does anyone want to be a part of a mastermind, help us each other grow their businesses? And that was transactional for sure. We met once or twice a month, and we all kind of shared things that we were good at and taught each other each meeting. And that was great. And those girls are lovely and beautiful and wonderful. And we learned so much from each other, but it was all business. Like there was not much family stuff. So if you can get to the point with a small group of people where it is everything, and it doesn't have to be within the same niche, like whatever, I don't know. It is life-changing, and I hope that you all can find it, because I used to see other women that had great friends like these and would go on girl trips, and I was like, I want that. And now I have that, and it's amazing, and I want that for all of you. It changes everything.
Yeah, so cool. And not to say, there is probably a place too for a mastermind type
Oh,
group,
yeah, there are.
Absolutely.
But this is just different than that.
Two different categories.
Okay, I love that we're talking about these masterminds and the community and all of that, because you just do so many things. And you're one of those people, again, I already mentioned this, that you inspire me to reach out to different groups and be involved in different things. But what I struggle with sometimes is I want to like agree with everything that's being said. And I have a problem like just throwing out the stuff that doesn't work for me and just listening to the stuff that I need to focus on. And I don't know if you have any like practical advice, because I have gone to you so many times and be like, Dani, like this is all this noise is stressing me out. How do I take what is for me and just leave behind what's not? And so do you have any advice for people that just like have, that are taking this course and are part of this group and are trying to grow here? Like, how do you settle the noise and figure out what's for you and what's not for you?
Well, I wish I was like actually better at this. I'm glad I look like I'm really good at this.
Well,
because
you encouraged me in it, so you must have some wisdom or some freedom in it.
It is hard, because in this industry, there's so many ways to make money. And if you just do the thing, you'll most likely make money. And but you're only one person. And even as I have a team of family that is supporting me and helping me with this venture, there's still only so much time. So I think what's really helped us is we pick a focus. Like March, I'm focusing on getting my blog up and running. I kind of pick one thing that I'm focusing. January and February have actually been getting my videos, Amazon videos, up on Canada and UK. So that's been kind of the focus. So I keep everything consistently going, the reels, the stories, my social media, just kind of basic stuff. But I'd kind of have one focus that this is where all my extra time is going to. And it also helps. I mean, you and I have talked about it, and we come to each other stressed, and then we pray about it, to get rid of the noise, right? To be like, Lord, what is it you want me to focus on? Where do you want me to spend this time and energy? Because man, when you're spread thin, you are no good to your family. You're no good yourself. Your brain's all over the place. And I have been there. I have learned the hard way, because that is my nature, is I want to do all the things. And my brain is very spider webby. And so, you know what I mean? So it just wants to go all the directions, but knowing each month, my focus this month is this. And I hope I can accomplish it. And then that way next month, I can move on to the next focus.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you watched this video or watched our podcast on it, but we were just recently blown away by that Vanessa Lau, her coming back to YouTube and her just new strategy of how she's going to create content. And the one piece that has just still stuck with me is I want to have enough and not more. And if you are going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to be a content creator, if you can learn that now before you start or before you get big, I think it's an invaluable lesson to learn, because there's always an opportunity to earn more. There's always an opportunity to get more views. There's always an opportunity to make more money. But what is that going to get you when you get that? And if you literally ask yourself that question before you start chasing after that more, I think you're going to save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of stress and a lot of burnout, because me and my husband have sat down and he's like, this is your enough number. This is how much money I need you to make per month to keep our lifestyle and these decisions we've made, for our family, our children's schooling and things like that. He's like, this is the only money you have to make. If you make more than that, great. But I want you to take this burden off your shoulders that every month you have to make more and every year you have to make more than you did before. He's like, this is your enough number. And I'm like, okay, that feels attainable to me. Still feels like pressure because there's a number, there's a goal, but it's a lot more of an attainable goal for me, I think, than I've been trying to function in for the past couple of years. So I think that kind of ties in with what you were talking about a little bit.
Absolutely. And I think that's huge because I think it really convicted me in the last few months. I've heard numerous creators, and Vanessa Lau too, just be like, you're making all this money, but it's not enough. Because it used to be enough. Like, and other people who are smaller, who don't make as much money, will hear them be like, oh, if I can make that amount, that would be enough. But for once you're making it, it's never enough. And I heard that come out of a few people's mouths. And I was like really convicted of, do I feel that way? Do I feel like it isn't enough? Like, what would be enough? And so it's the same thing. Like, you kind of have to figure out how much you actually need to bring in. And then anything above that is just a total blessing, right? And so not just always striving for more, but what you need. What is your enough number? I think it's a huge strategy no matter where you are in this content creation game.
Yes. Yeah. And just to also, another thing from the Vanessa Lau video that made me think of you is, you know, how she talked about, instead of this content pillar strategy, she's going more and creating content off of her core principles. And it sounds like that's the same kind of evolution that you're going through too now. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'd love to hear kind of like, if there's some core principles that you're really like drawing from for this new blog, for the content, and that kind of the evolution of Second Chance Ohana this year.
Absolutely. Well, I will say that I used to be a public school teacher. I taught fourth grade for 8 years. I don't know if y'all knew that, but, and as a public school teacher, you can't share your faith. And so I don't know, sometimes when we started Second Chance Ohana, I still like, a little bit it would come out, right? Like my love for Jesus and all of that. And then like I'm like, what am I doing? Like, and that's not me keeping this all inside because I'm afraid of offending people. Like it's on them if they're offended by it. So I think I've been much more just like, I'm just going to share all of who I am. And that includes my faith. And so I would say that's definitely one of those, not pillars. It's just one of those core principles. Like, I'm going to be totally authentic to who I am, and I'm going to share it in whatever form. And if people unfollow me, they unfollow me. I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, but like, there's so many other creators they can feel that don't follow, that don't talk about Jesus. So yeah, I think that really was the main transition, and just like, I want to share me. We travel a lot, so I'm going to share travel stuff. I love working on projects, so I'm going to share that. So I think I think Vanessa's like, I want to have fun. I want to do less, and like, yeah, I feel all that.
Yeah. Yeah. And something that people might not know about you too, is that both you and your husband are entrepreneurs and you run your own business. And something I also love about you is seeing how much space and time you guys are able to carve out to go in your hot tub or go like snowboarding, skiing, to go paddleboarding. You have those measures to like get away and take that, just those short little things during the day that you couldn't do if you had a 9 to 5. And like, it trades off, because I'm sure there's some weekends where you guys are working through the weekend and stuff, but I love watching you guys like make your own life and your own space, and that it doesn't have to look like this stereotypical thing that we've thought our whole life is like, well, you have to work 9 to 5. And if you're going to have a home, it has to look like this. And if you're going to be successful, it has to look like this. So I'm excited to see more of you guys like in your content and what you really enjoy doing. And I think it's an inspiration to people. So I'm excited that you're going to blow out of your niche. And it's encouragement to me that I'm going to keep pushing out of my niche, even though
do it, girl.
A lot of people don't like it and a lot of people are leaving. It's okay. You're not, seasons come and go. Yeah. And so I love that you're doing that too, and that we can encourage each other in that. And I can't wait to see what's next for Second Chance Ohana.
I know.
Thank you guys.
It's going to be good.
So good.
Okay. So is this where we make our hard transition?
We always say it's not a hard transition, because we talk about our favorite things all the time. And I forgot to tell Dani about the favorite things. And she's like, oh, I watched the podcast. I know. I'm ready.
She's a
Plus,
fan.
She has 500 reviews on Amazon. So I'm sure she has something that she can tell us that she loves.
Easy. Yes.
So we're going to let you go first, Dani, because you're the product guru. So tell us something you're loving right now. I'm sure it's going to be from Amazon.
Yes. First, I'm going to say that I was influenced by you guys Do you see my cute little huggy ear?
My favorite.
So I think, I don't know when they shared that, but I was like, because like Christina, I wear the same studs every day. So getting out of my comfort zone, trying to wear a little more gold in my life.
Love it.
But my favorite product recently is a massage gun. This is the Ramo brand, and I don't actually own it. My dad and stepmom left it here for a few weeks. And they're like, yeah, just use it. And I was like, okay, guys, this thing is amazing. It has like 10 different attachments. Do I sound really reviewing?
I'm just like, you're showing people why you're so good at what you do. I love it.
But really though, like, I don't know, just I'm older. Everything I do makes me a little bit sore. And this thing is, I'm not going to say life-changing because that's an exaggeration, but it makes my day-to-day more comfortable because everything I do makes me sore. And my husband is obsessed with it too. It's great.
Perfect.
You know what? That's so funny that yours is a massager because that's mine too. I got my in-laws for Christmas from Amazon this shiatsu neck and back massager with heat. And my husband was so jealous of it. He told me he wanted one too. So I got it for him for Valentine's Day.
Is it like a wrap?
It wraps around. I'll put a picture of us using it here. It wraps around and you have little handles for your hands and it's heated and you can position it in your neck and your back. But it has become a family favorite product. We just have it set on our side table in the living room and everybody takes turns sitting on the couch and using it.
Nice.
And it's fantastic. So yeah.
And this is like really funny because we didn't plan out what we're talking about and they're all for like old people that are hurting. So mine is that I'm going to share because I know I influenced Dani to buy this as well. I got a posture corrector.
Oh, yes.
Which I the first time I ever threw out my upper back was on my third kid. I'm getting that car seat out of the car and like just pulled and my neck went out and I like could not turn my neck. And that was the first time I ever debilitatedly pulled something out. And that was just in my 30s. Okay. Now I'm in my 40s. And when I went to the chiropractor and he got me all fixed up, he was like, you know, you really should get a posture corrector because I slouch, I hunch over my back and I work and edit on my computer a lot. I work on furniture and sand like this. So I finally saw one on Amazon and I'm like, all right, this doctor told me to get one of these 13 years ago. I'm finally going to get it. And I put it on and it does help. Like it helps. First of all, you need to lift weights and be healthy too, to have good posture, but it helps me hold my posture while I'm editing and correcting things. And then once I take it off, I can feel, oh, this is where my shoulders are supposed to be. So it's not like you don't ever have to do anything and just wear this corrector, but it really helps position your shoulders so that when you do take it off, it's training you like, no, your shoulders are actually supposed to be further back and your neck's not supposed to be down like this. So I've been enjoying my posture corrector and it's very affordable.
That's great.
Yeah.
We're all going to be feeling good in our 40s with our massagers and our posture.
The goal, right?
So we will link all that stuff down for you in the bottom. Again, there's so much about these Amazon reviews. And like we said, Dani has a course. She's also going to be teaching at Haven this year. If you want to get a Haven ticket and come meet her in person and you can ask her questions live and in person about this. But her course is a great way to have access to her to learn all the things that she knows. And then she runs like a Facebook group and does a monthly Zoom. So if you're like, hey, I might be into this and you just want to learn a little bit more, we'll put all that information down in the description box where you can contact her.
Yes, please do.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Dani, to come on the podcast. We loved having you. And we will also link below how you can go follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook as well. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time in the Cypress Room.